Petco Park is hosting 3 days of the San Diego Rodeo this weekend, but not without controversy. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee.
I'm Shanahan. Carlo has the night off. The Padres are in a lawsuit with animal rights groups over animal cruelty claims from previous rodeos. CBS 8's Alex Cheney joins us live from outside Petco Park with more on the lawsuit, the rodeo, and the protests that are happening right now. Alex, they've been out there for a couple hours now.
Yeah, absolutely. The doors here at Petco Park opened at about 4 o'clock, and the protesters started just after that, and they're still going. Take a look here. They got their loud horns out, and they also got several signs as well. They want to ban the rodeo. They say cruelty is not entertainment. They say it is impossible to have a rodeo without some or maybe even all of the animals being injured at least a little bit. They are both sides of the street here. This is the entrance near the East Village of Petco Park. Here's more. Shame on the Padres. You have blood on your hands, is the rallying cry of protesters outside of Petco Park tonight. The Padres and C5 Rodeo, who operate the event, are in the middle of an animal cruelty lawsuit being brought by animal rights groups, the Animal Protection and Rescue League, and Shark, or Showing Animals Respect and Kindness. The lawsuit claims a violation of animal cruelty laws for some of the events at the rodeo, including bull riding, where the bulls are fixed with an extra strap to make the bucking more intense, and several lasso events where the horses are roped with a hard plastic lasso and then thrown to the ground.
It's impossible not to be cruel to the animals at the rodeo. It's a violent event, and the animals are harmed here. And we want this out of San Diego. We definitely want it out of the Petco Stadium, which, by the way, Petco is a company that is all about treating animals well, and the exact opposite is going on.
The suit alleges animal cruelty during a 2024 incident where a horse named Waco Kid crashed full speed into a fence during an event. Rodeo doctors for the Padres said they x-rayed the horse and treated it. However, during court this week, it was revealed that the Padres lied and those x-rays never happened and Waco Kid died.
If somebody were to see this happening on the street, it would certainly be identified as animal cruelty. The person would probably be arrested. So the fact that it's being organized and done in Petco Park as part of this event, it's not a license to violate the law.
I asked C5 Rodeo for a comment about the lawsuit. They did not return my request for comment twice, and the Padres said they are excited to welcome everyone to the rodeo this weekend. Now, that lawyer, Brian Pease, who I spoke to, said they finished closing arguments on the lawsuit just yesterday and are expecting a ruling from the judge on January 27th. Reporting live, I'm Alex Cheney. Back over to you.
Thanks, Alex. The city of San Diego says crews have finished repairs on a pipe that broke yesterday in the Morena area that led to a giant sinkhole opening up. It happened on Morena Boulevard at Sherman Street. That's near the University of San Diego. While it's led to a traffic headache for some, nearly a dozen businesses are without water, and a boil water advisory remains in effect.
Sinkhole when I was coming in. And I went ahead and ordered some porta potties. You know, when things like this happen, there's, you know, I want this to have as little impact on my customers as possible.
PG&E says the sinkhole also led to temporary gas and electric shutoffs for hundreds of customers. Electricity has since been restored, and they expect gas service to be back by 8 o'clock tonight. City officials say crews from SDG&E and AT&T will need some extra time, though, to work on their lines in the area. If repairs continue as planned, the city expects the road to reopen Tuesday night.
The plan to redevelop the sports arena property is back in the spotlight despite legal challenges and divided opinions. During yesterday's State of the City address, San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria said redevelopment will be moving forward. The project aims to transform the sports arena site into a new hub with more than 4,000 housing units, parks, and a new entertainment center. The California Supreme Court recently rejected the city's petition to keep Measure C in place. The 2022 voter-approved measure had called for removing the 30-foot height limit in the Midway District. The court ruled the city failed to fully disclose the environmental impacts of taller buildings. The city says it is actively pursuing options that will provide a clear and durable path forward for this project.
Homelessness remains a big issue here in San Diego County, and this week the city of El Cajon has decided it will not pursue a program to store belongings after an encampment sweep.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal talked with El Cajon's mayor about this and why the city came to this decision.
Well, the city of El Cajon says a program like this would be expensive. Mayor Bill Wells says when staff did the research on this, they found a couple of troubling things.
We asked our our staff to write us a report and say what would it look like. And when they came back and said what it would look like is about $2 million plus an ongoing expense of a couple $100,000 a year. And the problem was that they had looked at other cities that had tried it, and it had been a total disaster, and nobody was coming back to get their things.
So yes, he says nearly $2 million to store belongings that he says are rarely picked up. He says it's about 3%. Meanwhile, Mayor Wells says they get a lot of complaints from the public about all the garbage from these encampments. The homeless population is about 200 to 300 in El Cajon, according to the mayor. Yet he says in the past year they've cleared 250 tons of trash from encampments here in the city and another 100 tons from the storm channels. He says during these sweeps, individuals take their valuables with them.
The things they leave behind are the things they voluntarily leave behind, and the reality is that we go through these things, and it's all soiled trash and soiled clothing and things that are not even safe to keep.
But on the flip side of this, we know there are people who have complained that their valuables have been thrown out in some of these sweeps. In 2024, a federal class action lawsuit was filed against the CHP, the county, and Caltrans, where allegations were made by homeless individuals that their stuff was thrown out, specifically in sweeps in East County, violating their rights. The case is still making its way through the legal system and could be decided soon. But for now, El Cajon says it's not going to be storing anybody's belongings. The mayor says he believes the money could be better spent on things like getting people into treatment programs. Kelly Hessedal, CBS 8.
Thanks, Kelly. Some San Diego Unified students are continuing a long-standing tradition in honoring the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
5th through 12th graders at Knox Middle School in the Lincoln Park area took to the streets with a marching band and cheerleaders leading a community march in honor of the civil rights icon. The school's president explained to us why the event is so significant.
This march is older than any of us, our staff who have been here, our students, and I think it's so powerful that regardless of who works at the school, regardless of what students are enrolled here, the march continues on.
The event, which has been ongoing for nearly 5 decades, also featured students reciting Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech.
This month marks the 5-year anniversary of Maya Millete's disappearance. Tomorrow, her loved ones, including her 3 children, will hold a memorial hike in her honor as they remember Maya and continue searching for answers. January 7th, 2021 is the last time anyone has seen or heard from Maya Millete. Though her body has never been found, her husband, Larry Millete, is charged with her murder.
It's been really hard, to say the least.
CBS 8's Kelly Hessedal sat down with Maya's sister, Marie-Chris Troulet, and brother-in-law Richard last week to discuss what's changed over the past 5 years and what hasn't.
We're still here, and we still don't have any answers. So that's truly the heartbreaking part.
Larry was arrested for Maya's murder in October 2021. During his preliminary hearing in January 2023, prosecutors painted a picture of a tumultuous marriage where Larry was desperate to keep Maya from leaving him. After several delays, the trial is scheduled to begin in March.
I'm praying and hoping that he's gonna tell his children what could have happened to their mom. That's all I'm asking for. The kids deserve that.
Maya and Larry's 3 children, now ages 16, 14, and 9, live with Marie-Chris and Richard in Riverside County. Marie-Chris says despite the pain they've endured, they're thriving in school and beyond.
These kids are amazing. They're truly amazing. And it gives us joy every day. That they're very resilient.
Tomorrow morning, Maya's kids will join loved ones for a memorial hike for their mom here at Mount San Miguel Community Park starting at 9 a.m. It's the first time they've taken part in the annual hike. Not only is this park close to the home they once lived in with their parents, but it's also where volunteers initially searched when Maya went missing.
After the hike, we'll have prayers, and we'll have the kids can be doing a tribute to their mom.
The public is invited to attend. Marie-Chris and Richard say while they will always remember and honor Maya year after year, their hope is that someday they'll be doing it without so many unanswered questions.
So I just want closure and just peace in the family.
And again, it's tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., Mount San Miguel Community Park in Chula Vista.
It has been a long, long time since Maya disappeared, and it's great that they keep her memory alive every year.
Yeah.
Thanks, Shane.